Hello, I'm When We Wanna Be, and today let's talk about one of my favorite games ever, Tales of Symphonia. Now, to preface this isn't a review video so much as a fanboy video. I'm not going to be telling you the pros and cons of this game, or whether or not you're the kind of person that should be buying this video game. But seriously though, I think you should try it. I'm just saying, you don't have to, I'm just saying that, you know, if you like RPGs at all, maybe you should try it out if you haven't. Tales of Symphonia, to me, is the best of the Tales series. The fighting doesn't feel too awkward because it's not 2D side-scrolling like some of the older Tales games. The story is very similar to Final Fantasy X, in which it's about, you know, a savior that goes on a pilgrimage to save the world, but then it turns out that the system is at fault, so she decides to, you know, not sacrifice herself. But Tales of Symphonia had a much larger emphasis on racism. The human ranches were a very dark and interesting idea that I think really drew me into the story at the beginning. I thought it was very masterful how, at first, the designs were pinned as the bad guys because they're half-elves, but then it turns out that the half-elves have been very, very mean just because the humans were very mean to them, and so that's why they're mean! To me, this idea reminds me a lot of Wicked, for those of you who know musicals, because it's kind of like, you know, are we born wicked or do we have wickedness thrust upon us because everybody thinks that we're wicked? And so it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing? Theater boner a freaking lurt. But this overarching theme of racism in the game, it just really helps you understand why Mythos is the way he is. And I love the use of angels in the game and how they're actually the same as the designs. If you can't tell by my name, I really enjoy angels and wings. I've also had a really huge soft spot for Christian or Japanese mythology references in video games. That's why I really enjoy Bioshock Infinite and anything from the Shin Megami Tensei series. Also, okay, I'm not saying that I don't like Final Fantasy X. I love Final Fantasy X. But Symphonia does manage to one-up in terms of storytelling, I guess. I mean, come on. Who doesn't remember that has actually played? Who doesn't remember that scene when Colette actually goes through with the sacrificing and she becomes this robot, right? This robot that has no goal except self-preservation. I mean, my heart split in two when she was going through that transformation and she opened her eyes and they were red and lifeless, and it said that, you know, she learned the attack judgment, and even though you're happy about her learning judgment, you're like, oh my god, Colette's gone. Like, it's actually happened, like she's gone! It motivated me to keep playing even though the game was very long. And even though it was very convenient, I enjoyed how saving Colette also involves, you know, combining the two worlds so that way they don't have to vie for mana anymore. Oh, so good! And this might be just me, but I felt that the mix of characters in your party was the most interesting out of all of the Tales games. I mean, the overarching theme of the story is the power struggle between races. It made the backstory of Presea, Regal, Genus, Rain, almost everybody's backstory is just a lot more relevant to the story. And Sheena was my favorite. She was always my favorite. I instantly fell in love with her when she was labeled the clumsy assassin when you analyze her with the magic lens. She's an assassin that's bad at her job, but at the same time she's tasked with killing Colette, but then she makes friends with them, and then, you know, when you go back to Tetheala, some people think that she's a failure and you have to duel with Kuchinawa. Oh my god. It was so awesome! Okay, I'm not saying that I don't like any of the other characters from the Tales series. I'm not saying that. It's just that, okay. Natalia. Let's use her as an example. She really doesn't have a reason to go with you, I feel. A very good reason, except for the fact that, you know, she's your fiancé, and, she's very forceful. So, you know, she was just like, oh, let me go with you, because I'm of high authority. And then everyone's like, okay. You know? But in conclusion, I just wanted to say that, this game really taught me a lot about equality and treating people as equal, you know, even though that they're different. And also to always be kind of skeptical of the status quo. So thanks, Namco! Oh, this game just managed to do so many things right. But yes, that's all I have to say. I hope you weren't too bored by my fanboying. Not too bored. But if you have played Tales of Symphonia, make sure to let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Who's your favorite character? What kind of attacks do you like? What summon spirit is your favorite one? You know, tell me all the things. Tell me who your OTP is. And if you feel so inclined, make sure to click on my face to keep up with all these gamer talks, which happen every Wednesday, and my Dramatical Reinterpretation Mondays, which happen every Monday. Anyways, thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate you, and I will see you later. Bye-bye!